on the backside of it where I'm not even working on the car. So I got a lot of great supporters, a lot of great people on this car that have been with me for a very long time, and it'd be a big accomplishment for not only me but them as well.
What do you think is important to your success tonight?
I think just keep the nose clean. Obviously, we want to lock in right off of our out of the prelim night, but if that doesn't happen, I think the big thing is to set up good for Saturday. And I got Bell back on Thursday night, so that's pretty cool. It's always fun racing with him. You kind of know where you stack up when you come on to Saturday night. So I got a lot of like, oh, I don't know if you should do that. The first year I switched to Thursday night, and I did it because I wanted to see where we were going to stack up. And Bell is obviously one of the best in the building, and just once we knew where we stacked up, I was able to see what I needed more in my race car, and it helped me for my Saturday night.
Thanks, Dave. Keeping Thorson out of victory lane this week will definitely be a tough task. We can't talk about Thursday night without mentioning the man who won this Thursday night prelim 1 year ago. Spencer Bayston enters his 10th Chili Bowl appearance, coming off a year that, even though it wasn't his best Chili Bowl finish on paper, he might have been viewed as more of a contender than ever before. Bayston has found a home for this event with Matt and Dave Estep of RMS Motorsports. A Race of Champions win in 2023 and then the prelim win last year have the team confident in their chances this year. Bayston will have a lot of eyes on him in the sprint car world in the upcoming season as he joins Jason Myers Racing. He knows it's a very important year for him after some struggles in 24, and there would be no better way to start that year off than with what would be the biggest win of his career. He's a former USAC midget champion and podium finisher at the Chili Bowl. He has 3 total top 10s in the Saturday finale, including an 8th last year. Here's Spencer Bayston standing by with our own Dave Rieff.
And for all those reasons you just pointed out, Connor, this is the perfect place for Spencer Bayston to turn the page from 2024 and start thinking about what's ahead of him this year in 2025. And it all starts at a place you're comfortable with. Suddenly, like checkered flags and you go hand in hand here.
Yeah, these last couple of years here with the RMS crew has been pretty successful. We're still trying to knock the door down on Saturday, but last couple of years it's been a great kind of transition and winter filler. Get some seat time, get some laps in, get your fix, and shake the rust a little bit for when we go outdoors and do our real job and real the full-time stuff. So we were pretty good on Race of Champions night. Just needed to be a little bit better to really progress and get by some of these good cars. So I think we've applied that for the most part for here tonight, and try to draw a good number here and get the night started.
You spent a lot of your early years busting these midgets around the racetrack. Does it come back to you pretty quick?
It does. It seems like every year it comes back a little quicker. The last couple of years I've ran midgets out on the West Coast in California, and so coming here to the Chili Bowl last 2 winters has been kind of like just jumping right back on the bike kind of thing. This winter I didn't get to run any midget races. I haven't ran since here last year, but was happily surprised on how comfortable I was on our practice, on the Race of Champions. So I think it's jumping right back in. It's all muscle memory stuff. It kind of just it flows and goes, and the car's been good, so that definitely helps a lot.
You've seen the entry list tonight, right? Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, it's every night is fairly tough. Some are tougher than others. I felt like our night last year was pretty stacked. There's a lot of really good cars, give or take a couple, and we won that, so we're going to try to do that again tonight.
Thanks, Dave. Good luck to Spencer and the guys at RMS. Always great to see them at the Chili Bowl. Plenty more contenders to talk about during our pre-race coverage here on Dirt Vision. We'll be back with more interviews and analysis after this quick break.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
While the Chili Bowl Nationals features the world's best midget talent, it's the stars of the American Sprint Car Series who are also ready to make their mark in Tulsa. Did you know you can see those winged warriors of the National 360 Sprint Car scene all year long on Dirt Vision? That's right. Get your subscription today and watch Seth Bergman, Sam Hafertepe Jr., Matt Covington, and many more battle wheel to wheel at the dirt tracks of America's heartland from April to November, only on Dirt Vision.
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.
Brake hard with the all-new Smith Tie Complete Big Brake System. Our Big Brake titanium rotor offers doubled cooling capacity, and our centrifugal fan hub increases airflow to the hotter-running inner half of the Big Brake rear caliper. Say goodbye to brake fade and overheating, and hello to shorter stops and longer pad life. Complete your system with titanium piston front caliper, front rotor, aluminum billet pedal, billet reservoir, master cylinder, lines, and quick disconnects, and you'll be unstoppable. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
Right there, Hoffman flies off the front straightaway.
Blaney picked up the third with Blaney Memorial.
They call him the voodoo child in that zero.
It up the track, and just like that, Caleb Armstrong.
Unbelievable. Travel wins at Jacksonville.
If your answer to the summer heat is let it rain, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 30th through February 15th at Volusia Speedway Park. The World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and late models, plus the American Sprint Car Series, the Super Dirt Car Series, and the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds at the world's fastest half-mile oval. Every lap, every class, only on Dirt Vision.
We're getting closer and closer to crowning a champion in the 39th Chili Bowl Nationals powered by NOS, but there's still some business tonight and tomorrow before we get there. Welcome back to Dirt Vision's pre-race show. 3 former USAC Sprint Car champions are on the field for tonight's prelim, and we're going to spend this block of our show talking about them. Let's start with the 4th and final Alex Bowman Racing entry, CJ Leary. Stop me if you've heard us or anyone say this at any point this week. The ABR cars have proven their contention, but haven't quite had the results or the luck needed yet. Jake Swanson with a 10th place finish last night was the team's best finish of the week to this point. There is hope that CJ Leary can provide Bowman with a lock-in tonight. The duo has been on the top 5 on their prelim night each of the last 2 seasons. However, even with those 3rd and 4th place finishes, Leary has been unable to get out of the B main the last 2 years. He's hoping to forego the B main completely and punch his ticket directly into the bid show. He could do that with a top 2 finish tonight. You can't help but think that Bowman will finally have some luck on his side as a car owner in this year's Chili Bowl. Even though you might not think of CJ Leary as a big midget guy, there's no doubt he has the talent to get it done. Look at some of the accomplishments he's achieved over his career. That USAC title in 2019 to accompany 26 total USAC national wins, an Indiana Sprint Week title, Oval Nationals win, Dirt Car Non-Wing Championship, and 2 4-crown wins, just to name a few. A Chili Bowl driller would look great on Leary's resume. Here's Dave Rieff to talk to him about his run tonight.
Well, Connor, if our math is right, this is the 8th year that CJ Leary and Alex Bowman Racing have teamed up, and this has become a pretty formidable duo, one that certainly has you looking rather comfortable heading into a busy Thursday night.
Yeah, for sure. I want to win here. Alex wants to win here. He deserves to. He has the nicest cars in the building. We've got a pretty good program. I feel like we've just been getting better and better, and we've got a little bit of a notebook now. We've got good guys driving for us, and, I think it's tough racing against the guys that run 50, 60 midget races a year. And me and Jake, we don't race very much midgets. We got KT that runs full time, but just overall, this is a hard place to come and win to. Looking forward to getting behind the wheel and seeing what we got.
You got a very talented stable full of drivers here. How much do you guys sit and talk about what's going on out there?
Oh, a lot. We spitball ideas and we bench race at night. We just try and make these things as good as we can. like I said, it's we all have a little bit different driving styles. We have different weights, and it's crazy how much the driver weight controls what the race car does. Between like Jake Swanson and Kevin Thomas Jr. is a big difference. So we can't exactly do the same thing every night, but our notebook is getting pretty good. I'm happy with where we are with the race cars. Going to that 2-car lock-in's tough. There's a lot of good guys. There's 7 or 8 guys that can probably win, I'd say, each night, and even more than that, I think we saw some guys win or run up front that we might not have had on our bingo card. But I think we have the speed to do it. We just need our cards to fall right, and we'll see where we end up.
You and Jake trading paint all season long in the sprint cars. How cool is it to be a teammate here in the midgets?
That's awesome. I love Jake. We're really good friends on and off the track. It's actually everybody on this team. We race really well together. I think there's a lot of respect here, and you don't always get that everywhere you go.
Brady Bacon is a jack of all trades whenever it comes to race cars. 4 USAC Sprint Car Championships and over 90 wins across all of Dirt Racing's National Series. He's a proven winner in midgets, sprint cars, both winged and non-winged, Silver Crown, and probably more. One thing that he would love to add to his already first ballot Hall of Fame resume is a Chili Bowl win. He started the Chili Bowl 5 times with a best of 4th in 2019. That was the most recent year that he locked in from a prelim. He does, however, have finishes of 6th or better in his last 4 prelim starts. Overall, he's been strong since coming to the Chili Bowl in the Hink-owned number 21H. Brady has had all week to watch the action closely. He did compete in the Race of Champions on Monday, and then on Wednesday he had his teammate Cameron Key show speed. We'll see if Brady can add another accomplishment to his storied career. And right now we'll hear his thoughts on entering his prelim night as he talks to Dave Rieff.
Well, I guess the theme for Brady Bacon would be waiting for his Thursday qualifying, and perhaps even bigger than that, waiting to get that first Chili Bowl win. But when you're waiting in your own backyard here, it's not too bad a deal. What do you think, though? You already have a great legacy, but what would winning the Chili Bowl do for you?
It definitely mean a lot. This race has definitely not been super kind to me. Had a lot of success in this building at the shootout over the years, but the Chili Bowl always seems to kind of slip away and something happens. So we have a lot of speed and just not a lot of luck as of yet, but we've been really consistent and had really fast cars the last few years, and it's been my best consistent run of results. So we're excited. Car's ready. We've made some adjustments we think to kind of get where we need to be in contention to win.
Doesn't seem like you have to make a lot. This 21H is always fast with limited amount of time here, but so without tipping your hand too far, what kind of changes did you make to get better?
These guys race their midgets 40, 50 times a year, so just kind of keep an eye on what they're doing and move some stuff around. The SR11 is how we started the package. Now we have a Toyota, so we've just had to make adjustments to get the car to feel the same, and it's kind of hard to make progress when you only race once or twice a year.
Certainly a veteran of this event. How has it changed over the years for you?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. I think I've raced over 20 Chili Bowls, and I've been coming since I was 5 or 6 to watch. I remember, getting out of school and coming straight here and doing my homework in the stands to watch and make sure I could get to school the next day. So, it's just a really special race for me, and obviously it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and busier, and higher profile names come and bigger sponsors. Thankful to have Petroleum Alliance of Oklahoma join us for this is their 3rd year, and have a lot of great people. It's just a cool event to really showcase the people that support open wheel racing, and nothing else going on and everyone's watching.
Still a couple of days away from Saturday, so we'll have to wait to see where he stacks up then, but we don't have to wait to see him. He starts tonight with his prelim event.
It'll be an interesting 2025 for Chris Windom. He'll compete as a rookie for Jason Sides on the World of Outlaws Tour, but Windom is no rookie whenever it comes to the Chili Bowl. This is the 20th appearance in the event for the Illinois native, and he's had some impressive showings in the past. In 12 of the last 13 seasons, he's been 6th or better in his prelim night with multiple lock-ins. Windom is on a short, elite list of drivers that have won the USAC Triple Crown Championship. His midget title came with Chad Boat in 2020. Boat and Windom for multiple years were a force to be reckoned with on the USAC Tour, winning a total of 11 races. Even though they don't race together throughout the year anymore, they still have speed whenever they get together each January. A solid Chili Bowl performance would do wonders for Windom and give him the momentum he needs to start his outlaw career off strong. The Illinois native also standing by with Dave.
There is a lot going on in the life of Chris Windom, an off-season that's so full, getting ready to run for the Rookie of the Year with the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Also keep in mind, he and Georgia about to become parents, less than a month away. What are you more nervous for?
Man, that's a good question. I'd say probably the baby, because it's he's due right in between our first and second trip to Volusia. So we're hoping that it all works out, and I don't have to obviously miss anything, and can be home a few days after he's born before we go back to Volusia. So definitely a little nervous about it, but it'll all work out.
Well, let's not put the carriage in front of the Chili Bowl. Let's bring it back to right here. Obviously, this is a place you know and love, near and dear. Love to get that first one. A car that certainly can do it.
Yeah, for sure. Like you just said, our cars are there. I think Bayston showed it last night, and still searching for my first prelim win. Been locked in quite a few years, but it would be nice to obviously go out and win tonight, and ultimately at least lock in.
What do you expect out of this racetrack tonight?
It seemed, I feel like all week it's been racy. It seemed to gravitate the same way every night. They do a similar rework every night, and starts off, a few laps around the bottom, and then just slowly moves its way to the curb and builds a curb, and hopefully it's got a little bit of bottom left at the end where it is racy, but hopefully we just start up front and don't have to worry about having two lanes and can rip it to a win.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the transition to wings. You've been doing it already, but now you're going to do it big time, full time with the World of Outlaws. You excited about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited to hook up with Jason Sides and everybody on that team and go full time World of Outlaw racing. Picked a year to be my busiest year with having a kid and then going on the Outlaw schedule, but I know it's all going to work out, and I'm definitely excited to get there.
Thanks, Dave. Looking forward to seeing Chris in a couple of weeks at Volusia with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. We'll take a quick break on Dirt Vision, and when we come back, we will hear from the winningest car owner in Chili Bowl history who added another prelim win last night. Stick around.
How'd I do?
Great if you're not looking at the clock.
Sure you got that? I had to be faster than that, right? 100% NOS, zero sugar coating. New NOS, zero sugar. Get after it.
It's Chili Bowl National time in Tulsa, and the stars and cars of the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series presented by Toyota are in the building. All full-time drivers of the Extreme Outlaw Series are ready to race for the Golden Driller this week. But did you know you can see them race all season long with a subscription to Dirt Vision? That's right. Watch rising open-wheel stars Cannon McIntosh and Jacob Denney battle with veterans Zach Dahm and Cameron Key in a 27-race schedule in 2025, live on Dirt Vision.
Ready to rise? To the challenge? Above obstacles.
Yes!
Above perceptions.
Rediger, implement the pass on the top lane.
Above it all.
Let's go!
If so, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
Brake hard with the all-new Smith Tie Complete Big Brake System. Our Big Brake titanium rotor offers doubled cooling capacity, and our centrifugal fan hub increases airflow to the hotter-running inner half of the Big Brake rear caliper. Say goodbye to brake fade and overheating, and hello to shorter stops and longer pad life. Complete your system with titanium piston front caliper, front rotor, aluminum billet pedal, billet reservoir, master cylinder, lines, and quick disconnects, and you'll be unstoppable. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
Get your motors running! The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return to Volusia Speedway Park in March for the Bike Week Jamboree. 2 huge nights with the greatest show on dirt, March 2nd and 3rd at the world's fastest half mile. championship battles, rising stars, and incredibly fast cars. The World of Outlaws at Volusia Speedway Park, March 2nd and 3rd. Tickets and more at worldofoutlaws.com. Be there.
Welcome back to Dirt Vision. We will hear from Keith Kunz in just a few minutes, but first let's hit on a few drivers that we'll see quite a bit this year with the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series. Karter Sarff has really become one of the top midget racers full-time in the Midwest. A PowerEye championship in 2023 only set the stage for an even bigger 24 for Sarff. He picked up a total of 7 wins, 6 coming in a midget. That success was highlighted by 4 extreme wins, all in big events. US 36 Raceway alongside the World of Outlaws, Millbridge Speedway, and then a clean sweep of the Ironman weekend in Peevely, Missouri. Sarff has already been to victory lane during indoor season as well, as he won with the PowerEye Midgets at DuQuoin in December. The Chili Bowl is a little different compared to the regular season for Sarff, as he teams up with Chase Briscoe for the event. Last year was the first pairing for Briscoe and Sarff, and it came with results as he was strong all week. It yielded Sarff's first ever Saturday night finale start. He finished in 18th and will look to improve upon that this go-around. Sarff has earned the respect of his peers and hopes to represent Mason City, Illinois well in his prelim run here tonight.
Well, Connor, while the Chili Bowl certainly is a race, there are a lot of things that are distractions for race car drivers and fans alike. You know what goes on here. We have a good time, but this is a driver in Karter Sarff that has been present all weekend long, out in front of his race car, getting ready for his qualifying night, and in just a few minutes, it's going to go down for you. No bloodshot eyes, no nothing. You keep this thing straight and simple, don't you?
Yeah, looking forward to tonight. Obviously, the nerves ramping up all week has been crazy, and I know once I get through hot laps, I'll kind of settle in. But yeah, right now, just the nerves are kicking in. But I think we'll be good. Just stay out of trouble, and I know we'll have a good car.
Part of Chase Briscoe's team. What has made this team click for you?
Just Paul May. He's a heck of a crew chief. We were with him last year when I drove for Chase here at the Chili Bowl, and the car was just really good every time we hit the track. And Paul's came with us to a lot of races this year with the regular season with Extreme, and yeah, we just click really well together, and excited to be back in the building with him and Chase Briscoe Racing this year. So just thank everyone for being a part of it and helping us out.
It's tough to find the little leg up you might have on a lot of folks, but for a lot of the drivers here, the Chili Bowl might be their one-off or just one of a few times they run the midgets. You've been running them exclusively here for some time now, last year and a half, wins and championships coming along. And how important do you think that is to determining how successful a night you'll have this evening?
Yeah, it obviously helps. I mean, this thing is my main car. It's what I know. It's what I'm comfortable in, and yeah, it gives you a little more pressure because everyone knows I'm a normal midget guy, so I should be up front. So that's the goal for tonight, and hopefully we can at least run top 2. Top 5 is for sure our goal, but it'd be really cool to lock in.
This is a crazy night, you know that, right?
Yeah, a lot of good cars tonight, and usually Thursday is when the building gets really full, so a lot of eyes on us tonight, so hopefully we can have a good run.
And maybe Karter Sarff will be that guy that gives everybody else here something to party about later tonight.
When we see Sarff race with Extreme in the upcoming season, he and the rest of the series will be dealing with a KKM newcomer in Jacob Denney. Denney and Kunz paired up for a few races in the fall and won with PowerEye. Now it's a permanent gig for the longtime Rodella shoe. Denney has shown significant improvement over the years in a midget. He first broke onto the national scene in 2022 with a breakout win during Indiana Midget Week. He scored 2 more USAC wins in 23 and brought home a 5th place finish in USAC points this past season. After 4 Chili Bowl appearances, he is still looking for his first Saturday start, but has 2 top 10s in prelim competition. It would be a safe wager to bet that he'll finally break his way into his first Chili Bowl. The road to that starts tonight when he makes his Chili Bowl debut with KKM. There's a lot of excitement for Denney to join the Kunz stable, as Keith Kunz himself has recently been singing his praises around the industry. Let's hear from him as he tries to add another win to KKM's resume, talking with Dave Rieff.
Well, Connor, perhaps the biggest thing Jacob Denney will have to do is manage his expectations after what's been an incredible fall that's led into an unbelievable start to 2025 as a member of the Keith Kunz Motorsports team. Tell me first and foremost what this opportunity means to a 20-year-old.
It means a lot. It's definitely a dream come true, and I can't thank them enough for taking a chance on me and allowing me to drive their race cars. I mean, they're probably the best in the building right now for sure.
It's funny how the door opens. Sometimes you got to take a risk, and you did. You made a call last fall to get that Power I ride. How did that go down?
Yeah, I called them and asked. I basically said I had nothing for next year, and I asked if they, thought I was good enough to be put in their car, and then they gave me a couple Power I races to race, and we ended up doing pretty good. And they called me back a couple weeks later and asked me if I wanted to drive for them.
Obviously, it all builds toward the Extreme Outlaw Midget season. You're obviously thinking, why not run for a championship? Jay did it, Canada did it, you can certainly do it too. But let's talk about the Chili Bowl and what it means to a 20-year-old kid.
It would mean everything to win here. This is probably the biggest race of the year. That's why the stands are packed every night. So I hope I can do it. I got a great car to do it. I just got to put all the things together and be at the right place at the right time.
Do you walk around this building, and especially on a night like tonight when Christopher Bell and all these other hitters go, and do you get starstruck at the people you're going to race against?
Yeah, it's cool because you grow up watching them, but at the same time, you're here to do the same thing as them, so you can't really get too starstruck. You still got to do your job.
What, 4 Chili Bowls now? This is the 4th one coming up. However, the previous one's gone, and what do you think you can take from those experiences and put into application tonight?
I've always been fast in here. I just have made kind of stupid mistakes, so if I can clean up those, I think we'll have a good shot tonight.
Look at these baby-faced kids, Connor. Well, you're a baby-faced kid, Connor. The kids today, they're ruling the world.
Excited to see how Denney can do tonight. Dave is going to stay around the KKM pit area as we're going to hear from the big man himself here shortly. When you think of midget racing, you think of Keith Kunz. Keith's history in midget racing goes back decades. He recently posted this picture on Twitter of him working on a midget in the Tulsa Expo Center way back in the day during one of the original Chili Bowls. A lot has changed since then. The cars are way different. He now occupies the best spot in the pits, and Keith brings a lot more midgets to the party nowadays. Last night, Emerson Axsom recorded Keith his 37th all-time win in the Expo building. As an owner, Keith has won the Chili Bowl 8 times. It's an incredible list going back to 1994 when he and his brother Rusty won with Andy Hillenberg behind the wheel. The second came with Jay Drake in 2001. Tony Stewart did it the following year with Keith. KKM then won 5 in a row from 15 through 19, 2 from Rico Abreu, and then Bell's 3 in a row. It's safe to say he knows this building better than anyone. It is the first beardless Chili Bowl for Keith in a long time, which might just be the spark he needs to get his 9th Golden Driller. Dave Rieff is with Keith to talk about his legacy at the Tulsa Expo Raceway and the excitement Keith has tonight with Jacob Denney joining the team and Christopher Bell coming back.
Well, as you can imagine, Connor, the hardest thing it is to do with Keith Kunz is actually pin him down for a little bit of time. I don't know why you can't find time with 16 cars here, but hey, that's the reality of your situation now. How proud of you of where this team has come?
Yeah, very proud. It's come a long ways. I just love this place. We've always been good here. We've always. I'm telling you, for probably the last 15 years, I felt like I've had a chance to win every time in here. We got ourselves rolling again this week. We've been good all week. I feel like we really had the fastest car on every night so far, and finally got the win last night. The fastest car don't always win. Sometimes, Kyle Larson doesn't have to have the fastest car to win. Everybody knows that, but you still got to beat Kyle Larson. So, we got some really good guys coming up next few days. Hoping we can get some more locked in there and
see where it goes. Yep.
Yeah, have that fight on Saturday.
It's a legacy still in the making. Who knows what it's going to look like another 10, 15, 20 years down the road. But did you ever dream in a million years that you'd ever have anything like this?
No. Most people don't. Most people today don't know where I came from. I came from nothing and had nothing, knowed nothing, just was brought up in racing and was really lucky to surround myself with the right people and just kind of grew with the sport that I loved, and
this sounds like a book that if it hasn't been written needs to be written and probably will be in the future, but I'd be remiss about asking you about the opportunity to just get back with Christopher Bell and have that synergy back. You guys have made some magic at this place. Can you do it again?
Yeah, I really think so. Christopher's, he's happy to be back, and you can really tell that by talking to him. He's kind of had to focus on his day job, here lately, and the passion's there, and he really was excited when the opportunity came that he could go race dirt again, and He's had the micro and he got in the micro, and he's done everything to kind of prep himself to get here, and he showed the other night that he ain't missed a beat. So he's going to be there. He's going to be a factor at the end of the week, and it's going to be fun.
You have so many of these young kids. We've been around a while. It's hard to communicate with them. They're a different animal, but they can sure drive.
Yeah. You like Emerson and all these guys. They've been around for. They're young, but they're been around racing this stuff for 5-6 years already. So a lot of really, really good kids out here.
Always great to hear from Keith. Midget racing really would not be what it is without everything he and Pete Willoughby and those in their organization have contributed over the years. Heat race lineups have just come out. We're moments away from hot laps. We'll give you a look at those heat race lineups, and Dave and I will give you our final thoughts heading into tonight's Thursday prelim after this last break on Dirt Vision.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has won the Daytona 500.
You spend thousands of hours on the road.
Can he do it again?
Feel hundreds of horses under the hood. But every race, lap, and victory you get starts at zero. New NOS, zero sugar. Zero sugar, 100% NOS, get after it.
Race fans, the 2025 season is going green at Volusia Speedway Park. It's the Sunshine Nationals featuring World of Outlaws late models at the world's fastest half mile. January 23rd to the 25th. It's a dirt late model palooza with the biggest names in dirt track racing. Volusia Speedway Park Sunshine Nationals, January 23rd to the 25th. Tickets and more at worldofoutlaws.com. Be there.
Brake hard with the all-new Smith Tie Complete Big Brake System. Our Big Brake titanium rotor offers doubled cooling capacity, and our centrifugal fan hub increases airflow to the hotter running inner half of the Big Brake rear caliper. Say goodbye to brake fade and overheating, and hello to shorter stops and longer pad life. Complete your system with titanium piston front caliper, front rotor, aluminum billet pedal, billet reservoir, master cylinder, lines, and quick disconnects, and you'll be unstoppable. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
Off-season blues got you down? Dirt Vision's documentary series Driven to Dirt is ready to help. Each new episode will immerse fans deeper into the world of dirt racing, exploring some of the biggest stars and events of the World of Outlaws. Driven to Dirt. Available exclusively on dirtvision.com.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
Get ready, Tulsa. January 13th to the 18th, the chase for the Golden Driller is back at the SageNet Center at Expo Square with the 39th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals powered by NOS Energy Drink. The biggest names, the toughest race, and they're all fighting for the sweetest victory of all to hoist the Golden Driller in victory lane. Monday and Tuesday reserved seats are available by calling 918-838-3777. Can only make it for Saturday night. The General Mission Pit Pass never sells out. For more info, log on to chilibowl.com.
Back in our Dirt Vision studio here in Concord, North Carolina. Connor Wade with you. We're going to bring Dave Rieff in just a second. We're about, looks like 12 or 13 minutes away from hot laps on the fourth prelim night of the 39th Chili Bowl Nationals powered by NOS. Dave Rieff has been in the building all week long, chasing down the drivers and the stories. Dave, we talked about Christopher Bell. He's back. Everybody ecstatic to see him back at the Chili Bowl. And in the case of Bell, there's a streak on the line, and that's 7 consecutive prelim wins for him and the all-time prelim win record, both on the line for Bell tonight.
Absolutely. 7 straight going back to the days since he missed a couple of years. That's why that streak is still current, though. He's won the last 7 times. He's done it. 8 wins overall. Currently in a tie with Rico Abreu and Sammy Swindell at the top of the list. So obviously a win tonight would extend that streak to 8 in a row and bring the overall total to 9 and put him in rarefied air. And consider the fact that this is an Oklahoma kid back home in Oklahoma, never knowing whether he was going to get that shot or not. But when Joe Gibbs relaxed the rules this year, he immediately went to work. Didn't know where to look, but he obviously made the call that probably everybody else in this situation would. He called Keith Kunz. And I'll tell you what, in observing Christopher Bell from a distance, it doesn't matter if it's here at the Sage Food Center. It doesn't matter if it's out in the parking lot. It doesn't matter if it's across town. If you're in a 2-minute grocery store, this kid is just simply super ecstatic to be back racing at his favorite event, the Chili Bowl.
This place has always been super special to me. I just remember literally walking up to this pit area as a young kid asking for autographs of, superstars like Tony Stewart, JJ, Casey Kane, all those guys raced right here whenever I was 5-6 years old growing up. And it's just surreal. I love this racetrack. I love this building. I love the fans, the atmosphere. It's grown into something way more than I think all of us thought it would. I always said that this is like the one race that I'm going to run for the rest of my career, and so it was tough the last couple of years not participating in it. I watched every lap of everything, but whenever I heard that I was going to be allowed to dirt race, it got me really excited about it. I didn't have a ride lined up, but fortunately Pete Willoughby is like a second dad to me, so I called him, and him and Keith talked about it, and they're like, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it. It's tough because at this point it feels like anything less than a win is a failure, but at this point, in my career, it's awesome because this was my job, right? And now it's turned into my hobby, my fun time. So if I win or lose tonight, my career is going to be the same, and I've got a job come February whenever we get to Daytona. So I'm going to take it all in and enjoy the moment. I haven't been in a midget since 2022, so it's been a couple years. And then on Sunday in hot laps, I just felt weird. Like the setup had changed a lot since I drove the car last, and obviously getting me acclimated to the car is going to take a little bit of time. So I'm glad that I got to do that to get to feel more comfortable in Keith's midgets, and it was obviously a successful race, and hopefully we can build on that and have a good day today.
If that kid had any rust, it certainly didn't show in the Invitational Race of Champions. Said the car wasn't all that great in his practice sessions on Sunday, but it was good enough, along with that draw, to give him another win in that category. So the kid just comes here and continues to win. And I tell you, he is in his happy place. Sometimes there might be some rust to be shaken off. He is certainly doing that, but he's comfortable. He's back home again in Oklahoma, and he's inside of his favorite building. So Christopher Bell automatically raises the bar for everyone else that this kid is back, and he is perhaps on the cusp of a record tonight, Connor.
Going to be fun to watch. Everybody, like I said, is just so happy that he's back. A lot of people would love to see him win, but they probably really don't care how he does. The Christopher Bell fans in the stands that are going to be wearing his T-shirt are just happy he is back in the Expo building. Want to take a glance at heat races tonight. I believe the most cars signed in that we've had all week. 79 entries and 9 heat races on the card for tonight. Dave, if you look at these first couple heat races, heat races 1 and 2, you maybe even could include 3 as well. There's not necessarily a ton of heavy hitters in these, so we could potentially see some guys come out of the woodworks, kind of like we did on Tuesday.
The one that probably intrigues me the most, and again, a very unique situation at the Chili Bowl where that draw is always important. Now, in sprint cars and qualifying and everything like that, you want to draw early, but these guys are looking to draw the numbers that get them in the best position to gain points. And if you get to heat race number 3, you're going to see Joe Mallory on the front row along with Shane the Cottle Throttle, but way back there starting all by himself, alone in row number 5 is CJ Leary, a guy we talked about, and we've talked about the speed that the Alex Bowman cars has. He knows it. He's talked to all of his teammates. They've shared a lot of that information, and after all, 7-8 years these guys have been racing together. CJ Leary knows what's at stake tonight. In fact, I'm staring at him right now, and just like his car owner Alex Bowman, he looks quiet, he looks calm, and he looks confident that he can get a bunch of points in heat race number 3.
How do you think the reception has been from the other drivers that go out on Thursday, even guys that have run other nights like Kyle Larson, Shane Golobic, Logan Seavey, the guys that we know are contenders? What do you think the reception of Christopher Bell coming back has been from them? And the one I'm thinking about is Tanner Thorson. You know, when Bell left, everybody thought of Thursday night. Instead of it being the Christopher Bell night, it was kind of the Tanner Thorson night. He won the Thursday night prelim 2 years ago. Second last year has kind of been the favorite. So particularly him, how do you think he and the other guys as well are reacting to Bell coming back?
Well, they're reacting to it, I think, in the only way that they can, and that's very positively. Everybody wants to win a race, yes, but they all want to go out there and they want to beat the best. And they know that Christopher Bell comes back, considering the equipment he's in, considering his pedigree here, they know that they automatically raise the bar. Kyle Larson's been doing that for years. A lot of people thought, you know, do I shy away from that Thursday night knowing Christopher Bell's going to be there, or do I go out and put myself somewhere in his vicinity? Maybe I can start ahead of him, keep him behind me. Maybe I can get behind him and learn some of his trade secrets. So all he has done is raise the bar. Do some of these guys have some fear and trepidation, whether you're a typical race car driver? They say no, but Christopher Bell is going to be a threat tonight for sure, and he's definitely raised the level. If anything else, for the fans, this place is going to be jam-packed tonight.
Yeah, it looks jam-packed. You know, every day we do these live segments here at the end of the show, and it seems like every day there's more and more people walking behind you in the Expo Center. Kind of give me, you know, an idea of how the vibe has shifted in the building this week. When I went to the Chili Bowl for many years in a row, I felt like if you walked into the building on Monday, Tuesday, things were kind of relaxed, but later in the week, there kind of is a little bit more of a buzz, a little bit more anticipation. Has that been the case for you that you've realized?
Well, there is. You know, you go way back in the day when I started this thing, it was a 3-day event. Then eventually it went to 4 starting on Wednesday. But with the field of cars and the immense talent that's here, you know, they've had to back that thing all the way off to Monday. It was during the pre-race press conference on Monday. They actually talked about how this thing really has an international world feel to it. 85% of the tickets sold for this event are actually from out-of-staters. So what has happened with these slower days on Monday and Tuesday, it's allowed some of the locals to come out here and see what they've been missing, because the city council, the news stations, they all start talking about it, and they're now starting to understand what's going on. But there is no doubt that as you get closer and closer to Friday and to Saturday, of course, being the big day, everybody starts to come out. Their weekends are done. They're going to take a couple of days off early in the year and come out and see what this Chili Bowl's all about, and well, hang out at the old family reunion with all the friends.
How do you think the win last night for KKM kind of you know, rejuvenated that team? You know, they had some good speed, some good runs, but didn't have any lock-ins through the first 2 nights. Now that they do have a win, have a lock-in, did that kind of up their spirits a little bit in your mind?
I think it absolutely relaxed Keith Kunz, and it relaxed that entire team getting that win last night. They know they have speed, though, as we've been documenting all week long. And, of course, they know that they've got Christopher Bell going tonight, and they know they got that new young kid on the block, Jacob Denney. They think that kid is going to be an absolute superstar. But just to give you an idea how relaxed it was, I think one of the cooler moments I witnessed earlier today, I'm looking over, and all of a sudden I see 2 guys getting very animated talking to each other. One of them is Keith Kunz. The other one happened to be the 1994 Chili Bowl champion, Oklahoma's own Andy Hillenberg, the man who got Keith Kunz's first. It was fun to be a fly on the wall and just listen to those 2 guys talk about the day back in 1994 that they got the job done, and everything that Keith Kunz has done from there, going on now to win 9 at Chili Bowls. Rejuvenation, absolutely. They've got that tonight, and they've got their number 1 guy, Christopher Bell, going tonight, expecting more.
That's one of my favorite things about the Chili Bowl. You mentioned seeing Hillenberg during this segment a couple of minutes ago. I saw legendary sprint car driver Jimmy Oskey walk by you, and that was always one of my things about you know, just walking around the expo. Not only the drivers that you see competing, but you know, some of the old timers as well. It really is an event that everybody, whether you're a current racer, a fan, a former racer, you know, even from all other disciplines, it's an event that everybody loves to come to. So, Dave, 2 prelim nights left. We're kind of getting down to the nitty gritty. What do you expect to see out of these last 2 nights, prelim nights?
Well, same kind of performances we've seen here the last couple of nights. I do think that certainly you get into tonight, probably one of the more stacked as far as at the top end. A lot of really good players here are going to be going head-to-head. Track prep, never a problem here, but what is interesting, I did check in with them, and we were talking about yesterday how they were working on the bottom side. Again, continuous track prep starts at the end of the race night. watering, tilling it up, leaving it sit overnight with a lot of moisture in it. Well, eventually that moisture's got to go somewhere. And where does gravity take it? It takes it down and it takes it to the inside. So the last couple of nights, it's been getting a little spongier. That's why they've been working on the bottom side of that racetrack. But you know, from the bottom to the top, this is going to be another sporty night. And that's why the fans are jamming the Sage Fruit Center once again. Excuse me, the Sage Net Center once again. I'll still have some sage fruit, though. It's good.
We're excited to see what happens tonight, Dave. Another Statfield. Thank you for all of your hard work and insight this week, and enjoy the show tonight.
Absolutely. We won't miss it for a whirl. And you know, the crazy thing is it doesn't matter if you've got a seat in the stands or if you can watch one of the big screens that are over here, or maybe you just find somebody that actually has it on a television inside of their haulers. It's always a blast to be just in this environment, whether you're actually witnessing it 200 yards away. It's just so special to be at the Chili Bowl.
Great stuff, Dave. Thank you very much. 79 drivers entered for this Hasty Bay preliminary night of the Chili Bowl, the penultimate prelim night of this year's event. 2 more spots in Saturday night's finale and Saturday night's pole shuffle up for grabs. That is going to wrap it up on Dirt Vision. We come to you with one final prelim pre-race show tomorrow, once again here on Dirt Vision, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on Dirt Vision, as well on Dirt Vision's social platforms. Saturday, we'll have social updates for you all throughout the day. That's going to do it for today. All night long tonight, you can watch the Chili Bowl live on Flow Racing. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Dirt Vision.
This has been a presentation of Dirt Vision, a World Racing Group property. For information about upcoming broadcasts, follow us on social media, including Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also watch more than 2,500 classic races and shows anytime at dirtvision.com or the Dirt Vision app.